If you've ever used one of those AI chat tools, you know that amazing feeling of power, right? But you've probably also had that little voice in the back of your head asking, where's my data actually going? Why does it cost so much to use this in my own projects? And what happens if my internet cuts out? Well, today we're talking about how to take all of that power back.
Okay, so let's just break it down. On the one hand, you've got your standard cloud AI. You type something and your data gets zipped off to some company's servers. You pay for it every time you use it, and if your Wi-Fi drops, game over. But on the other hand, you have the world that Ollama unlocks, local AI. Here, your data never ever leaves your computer. It costs you absolutely nothing to run, and it works perfectly whether you're on a plane, in a coffee shop, completely offline.
So what is this magic key? It's a tool called Ollama, and it's a completely free open source tool that lets you download and run these incredibly powerful AI models right on your own machine. The best way to think about it is this. Instead of going to a website like ChatGPT, Ollama helps you install your very own private, customizable version of it right on your computer. And this is where it gets really interesting, because it totally changes how you interact with AI. First off, total privacy. Your sensitive documents, your secret projects, they stay yours, period. Then it's incredibly cost-effective. You can just say goodbye to those API bills, you can use it anywhere, no internet needed, and maybe best of all, you get full control. You can tweak things, customize models, and really truly learn how this amazing technology actually works. I know, this all sounds pretty fantastic. But before we get it installed, let's do a quick hardware reality check. We gotta see if your machine has what it takes to join the party. So here it is, the big question. Does your computer have the muscle for this? Well, spoiler alert, the answer is probably yes, but let's get into the specifics so you know for sure.
All right, on the most basic level, you're good with pretty much any modern operating system, macOS, Linux, or Windows. Now for memory, or RAM, 8 gigabytes is the bare minimum to get in the door. But honestly, I highly recommend having 16 gigabytes or more. That's where things start to feel really smooth. And, make sure you've got some hard drive space free, because these models can be pretty hefty.
But here's the real pro tip. This is the secret to getting great performance. Well, yeah, you can run this on your computer's main brain, the CPU. The single biggest factor for a fast, snappy experience is VRAM. That's the dedicated memory that's on your graphics card. Think of this table as your personal cheat sheet. If you've got a modern gaming laptop or even a recent MacBook with around 6 to 8 gigabytes of VRAM, you are in the sweet spot. You can easily run fantastic, powerful models like Llama 3.1. As you get more VRAM, you just unlock bigger and bigger models. But for most people just starting out, that 6 to 8 gig range is the absolute perfect place to begin. Okay, hardware check is done. Now for the really fun part. We're gonna get Ollama installed, and I'm telling you, you're gonna be shocked by how fast this is. Seriously.
The process is just a tiny bit different depending on your system, but trust me, both ways are incredibly simple.
For all my macOS and Linux friends out there, you are going to love this. You literally just open up your terminal, paste in this one single line of text right here, and hit enter. That's it, you're done. The script does everything for you. And for all my Windows people, don't worry, it's just as easy. You just head over to ollama.com, you download the official installer file, and you run it just like any other program. Click Next, Next, Finish, and you're all set.
Okay, installation is finished. You are now just a few seconds away from what I call the aha moment. This is where you're going to see what all the fuss is about.
That's right. No more setup, no messing around with configuration files, no hunting for API keys. It's time for you to have your very first private, local AI conversation.
It all comes down to this one simple command. Open up your terminal or your PowerShell and just type Ollama run Llama 3.1. Now here's the best part. Ollama is smart. It'll check if you have that model. If you don't, it just automatically downloads it for you, loads it up, and boom, you're dropped right into a chat. And just like that, you're doing it. You are now in a direct conversation with a state-of-the-art AI model that is running completely, 100% privately, right there on your machine. Nobody sees it, nobody else has access, it is all yours. So now that you're up and running, you've got a cool new toolkit. Just type Ollama list to see all the models you've installed. You can use Ollama pull and a model name to grab a new one, or if you need to free up space, Ollama RM will delete one. And when you're done chatting, just type /by and hit enter. Easy as that. Let's just step back for a second and think about what just happened.
In just a few minutes, you went from being someone who just uses AI in the cloud to someone who actually owns their AI. This is a massive shift.
What you have now, right at your fingertips, is this powerful combination of benefits. The biggest piece of the pie is total privacy. Your stuff stays safe. Then you've got the huge win of it being totally cost-free. Mix in the freedom of offline access and top it all off with full control to tinker and learn. You've basically solved all the big problems with cloud AI in one shot.
So we started this whole thing by asking, what can some cloud service let me do with AI? But we're ending with a much, much more powerful question. Now that AI is truly, personally yours, what will you create with it?